I've noticed with a lot of people is we are not really paying attention to what is happening in our bodies. We don't give it time. We listen to everything else, your radio, your television, you read books, but you don't give enough time to yourself to get to know, to get to understand what really is happening in your body. Most of the conditions that people are having in terms of diseases, they started after probably an event that you cannot even remember, which was traumatic. Okay? There are so many things that happen that if you are not careful, you will have a manifestation in the future of a problem. But exactly when the problem came, not many people can remember because we are not paying attention to what is happening in our bodies, which is a big problem. Yes, we are trying to listen to the voice of the Holy Spirit, want to hear what God is saying, but we are not hearing the language of the body. Your body is trying to let you know of something that is wrong that you might be doing. Something that is wrong that you might be thinking of. Something that is wrong that you might be eating. Something that is wrong in the environment that you are in. You will always have an alarm system that God has put in you to let you know if you are out of place. But we are not paying attention to our bodies. Not many can really sit down in meditation and get to feel changes. Because your original state, you don't have it as in recorded, as in having it in a file where you know this is my set feeling, where from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet, you know how you usually feel. In case there is a change, Jesus said in chapter 14, verse number 1 of the book of John, let not your heart be troubled.
Let not your heart be
ye
troubled.
believe in God,
Believe
also believe
also
in me.
in me.
The troubling of the heart. Some people might have had head injuries like the testimony that we were just listening to. And some head injuries are not that severe. A mere falling. A child can fall today and he wakes up and nothing happens. Until 50 years later, you start seeing signs. But for you to then remember how it all started, there are things that we are not aware of. You're talking of having a migraine headaches. We don't consider it's as good as, okay, it's as good as certain, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about, I've tried to educate everyone who is here. the level of care that we need to exercise when it comes to our head, the head. I know we have got some young people that are here. Of all the things that you can do in life, try by all means to make sure that you protect your head more than you protect anything else. I know the hardest part of that in terms of thinking, the head. Even in your choice of sports, try by all means to prefer a sport that doesn't expose your head to trauma. Okay? If it's running, if it's swimming, if it's tennis. I know football, soccer pays a lot. But that ball against your head is bad news. Your brain is so fragile, so weak, so tender. And any movement can cause a lifetime of pain. And not many can remember, because when you use your head today and tomorrow and weekly you do that, people are celebrating. Of course, they give you money and they are coming so that you sign and you are happy. But when you, at the end of 5 years or so, we compile all of those, it becomes a major accident that you survived. You look at Muhammad Ali, you can watch some of his videos when he was now old and he was shaking. Probably that was never going to happen to him had he chosen a different sport. So all of those victories that he got were simply delayed defeats. The compilation of his wins at the end of his life, he's suffering from a condition that would have been avoided had he chosen the right sport. She's talking about the head, so let's cover that area and see how many people we can help. Your head. Your head. Some people are not attentive. Let's say you have got maybe 3 types of perfumes that you put on. And the other one, you put it on Monday, the other one on Wednesday, and then maybe the last one during the weekend. For you to be able to notice changes, something that keeps reoccurring during weekends, to be able to remember that there is this specific deodorant that I use usually during weekends, which is causing my body to react like this. It will take you years. Because people, before you even eat, before you drink, listen to your body. Like I'm saying, serve your current feeling. Know how you usually feel under normal circumstances before you do anything. So that when you begin to realize changes in your body, you know something that you did that is unusual. It will be easier for you to quickly pick on the cause. I want you to follow this. Please follow this. It helps me. This is an exercise that I do. I was talking to pastors and I was trying to let them know that this is how God uses me. I'm aware of my existence. I'm aware of my being. I'm aware of my feeling. So in a certain place, we were there with some leaders and I was able to tell, you are having this problem. And I look at another person and I'm saying, you're having this problem. I look at another and I'm saying, this is your disease, this is your disease. I was able to describe their diseases. Not because God was telling me that that's his disease. No. It would simply be like a transference of a condition where I feel, then I know this is a borrowed feeling. And then I move on and I look at somebody else, then I feel. I know it might be strange, it might take us time to explain how that works, but it's another way that God, Jesus himself is touched by the feelings of our infirmities. Okay? It's not a sign that you are weak when you get to feel what other people are feeling. No. It might be a gift that you are having. So, problems and diseases are transferable. Every disease is contagious. Even a condition, if your car breaks down, you break down. You might not want to believe that. If you had a journey and your car then breaks down, your mood changes. It's a transference of a disease. But that was an object. Because we are attached to things, and when those things get sick, we participate in that same affliction. So sometimes I'm able to look at you and tell you that you are having this condition in your body, not because God is telling me verbally, but I'm allowed to feel, to be touched by the feelings of your infirmity. But you can only be able to tell if you have got your own personal settings in terms of your health that you know. You must have your own factory settings. You know how you usually feel. You know my body is clear from the head to the... I have no pain anywhere. How come when I met you, then I felt a sharp pain in my head? That's a communication. I'm not saying you must start doing that. I'm just giving this as an example. But you can only tell when you are aware of yourself. Being aware of yourself that this is a borrowed feeling. This, you might be struggling with stress, which is not even your stress. Why is it that most people, when they are depressed, they look for people to talk to? And after a mere discussion, they feel relieved. Is it just an emotional relief? Or there's an actual transference of a burden? You were telling me of something that you heard concerning counselors, that there is a certain number of people that they are not allowed to counsel. I don't know what number exactly. There is a certain number of people that you are not supposed to counsel. A day, a week. Don't go beyond a certain number, even as a professional counselor. And the reason is clear. Whoever you counsel, you get contaminated by people's matters as they talk to you. So any disease, any affliction is transferable. Whether it's your dog, as long as there is love for the dog, there is an attachment. There is a part of you that is doggish. So You cannot love a thing and the thing doesn't become a part of you. That's why you have seen me, I've said it before, if somebody comes and she's crying, please pray for my child, pray for... And you look at the child was born in a state that you can imagine. So for the past 5 years, you've been looking at a baby that is not growing. From that time until now, also the mother has stopped growing. And every time before I pray for the baby, I pray for the mother, you see a manifestation. There's a sharing. So I'm trying to help you understand on this matter now, what really is causing your head to ache. Had it stopped because of medication, you were going to believe it's gone, yet it is still there. The problem is there. Where is it coming from? What is the cause of that? It's good that you are feeling pain. You must thank God for pain. You must thank God when you are in a state where you can even feel pain. Be thankful to God for the pain. Because then you know there is something that needs to be addressed. And when I have gotten to the area where the problem is coming from, then I should not keep on feeling the pain. When the pain goes, then I know I've dealt with the actual problem. But a lot of us, we are not conscious of our environments. How come you keep having it on a Friday? When are you going to realize that it's always on a Friday that you get to eat that particular food? When you start having a problem, whether it's a skin problem, not many people can remember when they changed their soap. Something as simple as that. Yet it can become a problem, and you are from hospital to hospital. Not many doctors, they are struggling with this area. Not many people. Doctors, they have a big problem with their patients. Not many of them can really recall. Where were you yesterday? What did you eat? Even what you ate day before. Majority of you, if I'm to ask you now, you have forgotten. Being conscious of where you are, your environment can make you sick. And that's a borrowed sickness. You only recover when you exit that environment. And you leave the disease within that environment and you're out of it. And you're free. It can simply be an environment. How come there you are well, there you are sick, there you are well, there you are sick, there you are well, there you are sick? What is it? What is the cause of that? So, it's easy, we can minister to her and she recovers, but what is it that she's doing that is causing her to have that problem? She will still go back and what? And do the same.
Man of God, sorry if I may comment something. You were talking about the head injuries that occur in contact sports. There is now quite a wide range of research which has come out talking about these injuries. And there's a disease which is called CTE, chronic traumatic encephalopathy. And it's associated with sports like boxing, martial arts, soccer, rugby, American football, ice hockey. And
these days, doctor, I see they have another sport where they slap each other.
Yes, yes, yes. I've seen it, yes. Where they are standing on the podium, one is on the other side, and they are giving each other mbamas. Yeah. So this.
Tell me, Doctor, what is that? You will continue.
Okay.
I see people fainting there. What's that?
Yes. You can cause a concussion to the brain, and you can even burst an eardrum just from a clap. It's a very dangerous sport, but I wonder why people enjoy it.